You're watching NASA TV.
Good morning from Mission Control in Houston and the International Space Station Flight Control Room. You are looking live at the Poisk module on the space-facing side of the Russian segment of the International Space Station, inside which two Russian cosmonauts, Oleg Novitskiy and Pyotr Dubrov, are suited up in their Russian Orlan spacesuits, ready to begin the depressurization of the Poisk airlock in advance of what is expected to be about a 7-hour spacewalk today to begin a complex series of spacewalks that will outfit the newly arrived Nauka multipurpose laboratory module, the huge module that Roscosmos launched July 21st from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan, and which automatically docked to the orbital outpost on July 29th. Nauka will be the focus of attention today as Novitskiy and Dubrov venture outside Poisk, which is on the opposite side of where Nauka is docked, for this spacewalk to begin outfitting the new component, the new module, for future operations. We'll talk more about the elements and tasks for today's spacewalk in a moment. Today's spacewalk is being controlled by Russian flight controllers at the Russian Mission Control Center in Korolyov outside of Moscow. A good view from a balcony camera overlooking the International Space Station Flight Control Room outside of Moscow, where the Russian flight controllers will be watching the activities of Novitskiy and Dubrov as they work throughout the course of the day today outside of the Russian segment of the International Space Station. Here in Houston, the Orbit 2 team of flight controllers is on duty at this hour. They took a handover from their Orbit 1 counterparts about an hour or so ago. Today's team is led by the lead flight director for this spacewalk from the U.S. perspective, Greg Whitney. He is on console at this hour, joined by spacecraft communicator Jessica Meir, the veteran astronaut, who will be talking to the rest of the Expedition 65 crew when required throughout the course of the day's activities.
Understand what you are saying. Me neither. I am moving towards the Strela. Maybe we should try and employ the backup transmitter. Yes, I will try to do that. You know, I can hear Moscow quite well, but I cannot hear Pyotr at all. Well, try to activate the backup transmitter. Backup transmitter is on at EVA2, and the EVA1 also on the backup transmitter. Okay, so the prime is off and the backup is on, but you know, no improvement, unfortunately, on the comm. Unintelligible. Oh, it's kind of interference that seems to be permanent and constant, would not change. Okay, we continue. Yes, it's a go. So, is it a go to continue take the kits and bundle?
I have translated to the side of the operator post. Yes, please do not move too far away, and activate the cameras, and then you can translate. Maybe I'm going to activate them right now. Yes, you can go ahead and do it. One is on. I'm also ready to start turning cameras on. Copy. Empty to Moscow, should I start? Yes, go ahead. Do you need Oleg's help, Peter, or do you think you'll be able to manage on your own? Turning on cameras are not too complicated. Low definition camera is on. The LED is on. High definition camera is also on. Copy.
Олег, у тебя тоже обе включены, да?
Oh, you also have...
Нет, у меня включена только низкого разрешения, высокого еще нет.
Well, my only located is secured to the stroller itself, to the yaw control handle, and the retractable tether is on the circular handrail. Copy. Well, right now you can actually switch the retractable tether to the other side while you're working with the cable. While we're still waiting. Okay, copy.
The International Space Station is flying over southwestern New Mexico at this hour. As you see, Oleg Novitskiy wearing the Orlan suit with the red stripes at the top of the Strela boom at what is known as the operator's post.
From the cameras, can you see how it is installed? Pyotr, every now and then we get the video with interruptions. From my end, it looks very good. Okay, copy that. I will continue with the installation. Copy.
Как у тебя успехи с проходом, с кабелем?
Oleg, how are you doing? Got it.
У нас через 5 минут наступит тень.
In 5 minutes, we're gonna go dark. Okay, we copy. Okay, I don't think I should have brought the wrench. Okay, I have moved the clamp behind handrail 4010. We copy that and attach the wrench. Can you compress the clamp a little more so that the...
And we'll route it between the cables number 1 and number 2. Copy, Oleg. You know, it's very hard to see it on the picture. Yes, it is a slack that we will need to use, so to say, to release. And somebody had tied it. You know, I confirm that the caps are not tied, and it is not easy to secure them before you remove them even. Well, that's not good news. Here on these cables, the caps are secured. Pyotr, could you please come again? We didn't get you last. On these cables, the caps are secured, are tied. Yes, it's very important information. Thank you. Okay, so 16.4. I'm starting the mating of the connectors. Copy, Pyotr. Try to give a running commentary and wait until my confirmation.
The Russian flight controllers of the Russian Mission Control Center in Korolyov outside Moscow instructing Pyotr Dubrov to provide a running commentary as he begins work to mate this first series of 4 power connectors between the Poisk module and the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module that arrived at the space station back on July 29th.
I understand we cannot use the adjustable tether in the work zone. No, we cannot use adjustable there.
And just a reminder, this is, again, the first of a trio of spacewalks to be conducted over the next 9 days. Next up on Thursday, September 9th, Novitskiy and Dubrov will be back outside of the International Space Station in the second in the series of Nauka outfitting excursions. They will be working to install a cable, another Ethernet cable device. They'll be installing 2 high-frequency cables between the Zvezda service module and the Nauka to provide a TV capability from the newly arrived module. They'll also be installing a cable between the Zvezda service module's core's automated rendezvous system and the Nauka core's antenna feeder unit, as it is called, that will provide an automated rendezvous capability as a docking port for Nauka for future Russian vehicles arriving at the International Space Station. They'll be installing another handrail, and they'll be installing a platform with adapters that will be used to house future cosmonauts at various work sites in that area around the new multipurpose laboratory module. And on Sunday, September 12th, Station Commander Aki Hashide from the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency and Thomas Pesquet of the European Space Agency will venture outside the Quest airlock on the U.S. segment of the station to install a bracket known as a mod kit on the P4 or Port 4 truss of the International Space Station, to which the third in the series of 6 IROSA or ISS rollout solar arrays will be attached once that new array is delivered to the space station on a future SpaceX cargo flight.
Copy. The connectors are mated. So inaudible is closed. Copy.
Oleg, Pyotr.
Oleg, Peter.
With the first 4 connectors having been mated, Novitskiy and Dubrov will clean up some of the slack in those cables and begin to work with the second bundle of power connectors. They are expected to take a breather here for a few minutes as we move into the 3rd hour of today's spacewalk.
Pyotr.
Oh, Peter, do you hear me? Go ahead. Copy. So we do have comm. That is good news. Pyotr, when Oleg translates to your location, try, if you put, do you think it will work if you remove the trash bag from the cover of plane 1?
In advance of the arrival of the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module, to which they are continuing to work to hook up a series of 8 power connectors.
Secure it. No, wait, let me try with this. Because I will go ahead and put this stuff in the crew bag. Well, but it's still floating out, at least one of them. Okay, Oleg. Don't worry about this whole thing for now. Use this small red. Pull it out of the crew bag and then put this one away. Yes, because these caps, they keep floating away. Yes, so or floating apart. Yes, I agree. Okay.
If
we could do one or two at a time, then it would be doable. When we have a whole bunch of them all at the same time, then it's really hard to push them through. Oleg. Okay, Oleg and Pyotr, here's what we're going to do. Let's leave this for the time being. Then we are supposed to pause to check the cable for 20 minutes. And that will give us the time to take care of this portion here. Okay. So I think this is what I did, more or less. See? Oleg and Pyotr, how did you copy? Yes, we copy and concur. It's just I'm showing how we will do it when we have a chance. See, like do this. Okay, Pyotr, let's just postpone this. We are starting to lag behind. So let's just go ahead and return to our timeline work. Okay, copy that. Four, 15, 4, 3, 1. I think these are identical. Artyom, the ring can be attached to any of these handrails, correct? Yes. Copy.
This is Mission Control Houston, 2 hours, 46 minutes into today's spacewalk. Oleg Novitskiy and Pyotr Dubrov have completed the initial mating of 8 power connectors to the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module. They're just now closing up thermal insulation over the connector patch panel at that work site. The crew working steadily, just a few minutes down on the timeline, nothing significant. They will relocate the Strela telescoping boom now to the work site at the Zarya module, which is the connecting point between the U.S. and Russian segments of the International Space Station for the next series of activities, which will be to continue the routing of these power connections, this time to a power connecting panel on Zarya, which then will complete the circuit to the U.S. segment electrical system.
Attached by the hooks that are in
this power mating activity, all associated with the first in a series of what is expected to be 11 spacewalks by Russian cosmonauts to fully outfit the newly arrived Nauka module that launched from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan on July 21st, arriving 8 days later at the International Space Station to serve as a laboratory, a multi-port docking destination for Russian vehicles, as well as a new airlock to provide a pair of airlocks, in fact, for Russian spacewalks at the station in the future.
Okay, so relative to the Strela, I think we will orient it very nicely.
This is Mission Control Houston, a good view at the base of the Poisk module of the Strela boom. Strela, the Russian word for arrow. This is a telescoping boom used to transport cosmonauts to various work sites during spacewalks outside of the International Outpost. At the base of the Strela is Pyotr Dubrov wearing the suit with the blue stripes, being maneuvered by Oleg Novitskiy, who's at the operator's post at the other end of the boom. Dubrov will wind up at the interface between the Zarya module and pressurized mating adapter number 1, which is the junction between the U.S. and Russian segments of the station, to begin work to attach 2 cable bundles at various attachment points to provide the final leg of electrical continuity between the U.S. segment's electrical system and the newly installed and arrived Nauka multipurpose laboratory module.
Now, if you put it down, it will be easier for me to point it at a target later on. Okay, so let me put it down a little bit more. Yes, I can see the movement down. Did you see any, have you spotted any markings yet? Well, no. It's just so faded. But I see cables that are marked 1,300. Right, so Pyotr, would you be able to secure yourself or get to that handrail? No, not really. I don't think I can attach myself to it. Well, I can try. No, just use the red to secure yourself to that handrail. Okay, just a little bit more. I copy. Stop. I see handrails on that other side. We can't get ourselves attached to the piping here. No, we cannot. So if I use a short rod and secure myself there, but it's kind of challenging to find 2 attachment points. So what about this 1038? I think we have a chance here.
Pyotr,
go ahead.
Я вот сейчас наблюдал, что поручень 1520
saw that
играет.
Handrail 1320 is wobbly a little bit. Yep, it is wobbly a little bit. And I confirm.
Там что-то прохудилось или...
What? Can you see what's the matter with it? Well, it's secured with screws, so we assume the screws are a little bit loose.
Принято.
Copy. They do look like they are all the way in, but the orifice that they go through is a little bit larger in diameter, so that's why. But that's all we can see.
Тогда в любом случае повнимательнее в дальнейшем.
Copy, guys. Just be careful with this handrail. Yeah, I didn't secure myself to it. I'm just holding on to it a little bit lightly. So
3 hours, 48 minutes into the spacewalk. The 2 cosmonauts, Dubrov on your left, Novitskiy on your right, still securing the Strela telescoping boom to a cradle along the Zarya module of the International Space Station before they make their way towards an interface panel, basically a patch panel, at the junction between pressurized mating adapter number 1, the connecting tunnel, if you will, between the U.S. and Russian segments of the station. It is at that interface panel that the cosmonauts will mate 2 power cable bundles to complete the electrical circuit that will provide U.S. segment electricity to the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module.
I got the cutter. You're holding it? So should we remove the caps from both connectors right away? Yes, remove all of them. And then remove the third one as well. I have only worked with the 2. The other is pointing in the opposite direction, so it's not very convenient. Okay, then remove the first 2. I am removing 1 cap. Lever.
The 2 cosmonauts are removing connector caps from one of the 2 power cable bundles that they will hook up to the interface panel at the Zarya module momentarily. All of this work to complete the electrical circuitry between the U.S. electrical systems on the U.S. segment of the station and the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module.
I always need to be holding the handrail using one hand at all times. Yes, I understand that. Okay. Maybe move you this way a little bit. Now rotate this.
Look over here. Oh, it's still covered by the glass. Let me turn around. Here we go. Here are the connectors. Ethernet. Peter, so let's see how it works and play it by ear for now. I understand that on panel 17 there's not enough space for both of you to work at the same time. We will decide as we go. Okay, sounds good. So it's desirable for you to take photographs of the cargo vehicle antenna. I do not know at what time he will be translating to MRM2. It's going when you're going to be on the operator post. It's going to be during the insulated part of the orbit and the end of translating the Strela. So we would like to understand what time we can take photographs of the antenna, whether it's going to be after moving Strela there or after you go to MRM2. Okay, sounds good. Just give us a go and we'll do it. Okay, we'll watch it as we go. Sounds good. Due to
Нам, может быть, и не надо.
The aforementioned steps, so maybe we will not need to free up the adjustable length tether.
Там, я не помню, на каком конкретно карабине у тебя.
I don't remember which hook it's attached to, Peter. It's on the large red hook.
Да, тогда, да. Петр.
Peter, go ahead.
Да, мы получили добро.
We received the go
Номер 1.
to start working with the bundle number 1. Let's start. Let's opening the MLI from the connector. Checking the labeling to confirm. Copy.
Пока не вижу маскировок.
I don't see any labeling.
С другой стороны. Она со стороны вот на клапане, да. Наблюдаем, да.
So we're watching.
Принято.
Okay, copy.
Full forward.
Full forward.
Over center.
Over center. I am ready to move it to full aft. Copy. Go ahead and do it. Transition into full aft.
Да, Олег, Петр.
Oleg, Pyotr.
Дали добро на дальнейшую работу. То есть приступаем к складыванию стрелы. А это означает, что механическая стыковка разъемов на высоте была проведена правильно.
Which means you are go for operations with the Strela, which means that all the connectors were mated correctly. Great. Thank you so much for your confirmation. Are you ready? Yes, I am. Let's try to lift it up yaw-wise and then roll. Copy. I am monitoring the distance to the solar arrays. Is everything going well? Just seamless. I am passing by the location where the pressurized container was installed during the previous CVA. Copy.
Выход из тени уже вот-вот начнется. Вот-вот начнется.
Unintelligible. And you are getting into the insulation now. The sun is rising. Yes, we see that.
And I see the PHO area. It's closed with the targets for now, but I do see it.
Может быть, уже пора
Copy.
тангажу поднимать стрелу.
Maybe it is time to lift the pitch. Do you mean yaw? Okay, let me check.
Надо сначала приподнять стрелу.
So first you need to lift it up.
Уже по рысканию ее двигать на ПХО.
And then you do the yaw maneuver for PHO. Well, it seems like yaw is fine. We only have the antenna target, solar rays. I think the reel needs to be secured with the adjustable length tether because it's going to be quite uncomfortable working with the hooks. Okay, go ahead and do it. Copy.
Так, это у меня контроль CO2.
Inaudible.
This is Mission Control Houston. Oleg Novitskiy now inside the Poisk airlock. He is taking a handoff of equipment from Pyotr Dubrov, who will soon join him inside the Poisk airlock. The official end of this long excursion today by the two cosmonauts will be marked at the point of hatch closure.
Bundle with the hook first.
A long spacewalk, but a successful one in which two power cable bundles were routed and mated to provide electrical capability and continuity between the U.S. segment of the station and the new Nauka multipurpose laboratory module.
Look bag. Hold on a second. Don't remove it.
0.18 for EV.
This is Mission Control Houston. The repressurization of the Poisk airlock is beginning following the completion of today's activities by Oleg Novitskiy and Pyotr Dubrov. Their spacewalk lasted 7 hours 54 minutes, ending just a few minutes ago with the closing of the hatch to the Poisk airlock. Here are your statistics update. The spacewalk today, the 242nd in support of space station assembly maintenance and upgrades. This was the 10th spacewalk conducted out of the International Space Station this year. The 5th during Expedition 65, 2 out of Poisk, 3 out of the Quest airlock. This was the second spacewalk of Oleg Novitskiy's career. He now has totaled 15 hours and 13 minutes of spacewalking time, as has Pyotr Dubrov, his spacewalking partner. The two went out together for the first time back on June 2nd. Today's spacewalk lasted 7 hours 54 minutes, as we mentioned a moment ago. This is the equivalent now. The 242 spacewalks in space station history now have totaled 1,527 hours and 35 minutes, which is the equivalent of 63 days, 15 hours, and 35 minutes of spacewalking time. Once again, Novitskiy and Dubrov completed the major objective of today's spacewalk, which was the installation and mating of power cable bundles from the U.S. segment of the station, most notably to the interface panel at the Zarya module at pressurized mating adapter number 1, all the way to the new Nauka multipurpose laboratory module, which now has good power being routed from the U.S. segment to the new laboratory module in this first of what is expected to be up to 11 spacewalks to outfit and activate the new Nauka module.
250s in the airlock is 0.04 for EV1, 0.04 EV2. We copy.